Red Bull driver Max Verstappen is the youngest driver to debut in Formula 1 history who got a direct promotion from Formula 3 to Formula 1, even without competing in the Formula 2 category. Despite his young age, he has already competed 7 seasons in Formula 1 with over 130 Grand Prix under his belt. Out of all of these race starts, he has been able to win 17 races and to claim 53 podiums. He won the last year's driver's title after a close battle with Lewis Hamilton throughout the season, becoming the youngest to achieve the feat. He became the youngest race winner in Formula 1 when he won the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix at the age of 18 with Toro Rosso. He is a very talented driver with some qualities that are possessed by all-time greats like Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher. Hey guys, welcome back to the Max Verstappen Formula 1 channel, the best place for your daily dose of trending news regarding Formula 1. Before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell for more exciting updates. Let's explore what makes Verstappen so unique among current Formula 1 drivers. Max Verstappen is rated as one of the aggressive drivers in the current Formula 1 grid, and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner said it is the reason behind the Dutchman's unmatched popularity. The extreme nature of his driving style is an eye-catching one for those who are watching Formula 1 for the first time as well. Horner said, "Max is an aggressive driver, and his driving style has been one of the reasons he was voted the most popular driver in Formula 1. You always know he's going to give it 110%. I think his driving style was very mature last season. Let's not forget that others also make mistakes. There are other drivers who also do aggressive actions, but yes, Max is an aggressive driver. It's in his DNA. He always looks for the limits and learns from his own experiences or mistakes. There is no doubt in my mind about that." During his title battle with Lewis Hamilton in the last season, they were involved in many incidents together, causing a number of retirements. Very dangerous driving by the Dutchman against Hamilton in Jeddah and Interlagos show his aggressive nature very well, which is one of the keys to success. But collisions in Silverstone and Monza ended his race due to aggressive nature as well. Verstappen is someone with a great overtaking ability and has proved on many occasions that he isn't afraid to overtake when battling out on track. Max Verstappen's father, Jos Verstappen, is the one who actually carved this great Formula 1 driver with these unique skill sets compared to his peers. During his junior stage, Verstappen was banned from performing maneuvers on straights or parts of the track that were too easy for him by his father, Jos, with the aim of developing his overtaking abilities. "While karting, I try to teach Max as much as possible," Jos Verstappen stated. "There are so many aspects you have to take into account. Overtaking was an important subject for me because, in my opinion, you can also overtake in the wrong way. If Max lost time during an overtake, I tried to explain how he could do it better. I even went so far as to forbid him from overtaking on the straights in places where it seemed too easy. I told him, you can only overtake here, here, and there. Otherwise, don't do it. It's one of the reasons I feel that Max can overtake anywhere in Formula 1. Overtaking is not a coincidence. A driver has to keep an eye on his competitor, assess his weakness, and get to know them. Max has developed this for years in karting," he added further. His driving style is unique to him, and it's very difficult to understand exactly when his transition from a straight line to releasing the brakes and turning towards the apex. When we closely study the racing lines of Verstappen, they appear to be square, similar to the other great drivers like Schumacher and Vettel, keeping the car in straight lines before corner entry for longer than most of the drivers in current Formula 1 championship. This racing style was displayed very well during the 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix, where he stayed very fast on the rain-soaked track compared to other drivers under undrivable slippery conditions. This is not a proof of his unique racing lines, but also about his great wet driving skills as well. Verstappen was turning in late, getting the car's platform flat early, and straightening the corner in much more square way, making it possible for the Dutchman to make the corner shorter and reduce the chance of unwanted oversteer as he crossed the slippery wet rubber. Max Verstappen is someone who really cares about the different grip levels of the track, exploring every inch to feel more confident about his braking. We can remember how he spent the rain-affected 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix behind the safety car. In those 7 laps, he explored the different grip levels of the soaked track layout, and he utilizes that knowledge during the race to handle the slippery conditions very well. His racing lines were so different from other drivers in most of the wet races, and other drivers' pace is unmatchable with Verstappen. He drives into different areas of the track where other drivers don't try to reach, and he uses extreme braking, turning and accelerating on and off the dry line to piece together a path of great adhesion, much like Schumacher would. Verstappen has sound technological knowledge about the car, and he has a clear understanding about the dynamics of driving. His constant complaints over the radio, even about the delicate changes of the car, is good proof of his sensitivity about the car. One other good thing is the clarity of communication with his race engineer. His answers are short and clear, making it easy to understand for the race engineer. Honda also appreciate the technical feedback from Verstappen during their stint with Red Bull, as it was very helpful in the development process. Former team manager Pete Windsor has experienced many drivers and coached many of them. He listed 4 qualities of all-time greatest drivers, and he rated Verstappen as someone with all these 4 qualities. It's about being able to short a corner, having soft input when steering, having the feeling to create the right platform to do the next thing with the car, and really manipulating the car. Max brakes at exactly the right time during every corner and every lap. He feels his car exactly and knows exactly what he needs to do to achieve his goal. Sergio Perez is more likely to think about how late he can brake without blocking his wheels to be as fast as possible, and that's true of most drivers. But Max doesn't think that way. He determines that per lap and per corner, and just feels how to tackle that corner, said Windsor. Most of the reigning world champion's abilities have come from his intuition, which he sharpened through relentless years of preparation and practice. When he has to deal with a skittish car rear end, or in greasy conditions, or driving through rivers like wet tracks, he used knowledge and experience from his extraordinary bank of data collected over years of racing in different racing categories. Driving a Formula 1 car is not just about rotating the steering wheel, and it is a dynamic process with multiple inputs and countless adjustments. Actually, it can be described as a complicated sensory puzzle, and solving it under heavily stressed conditions like racing is like a superhuman skill. Verstappen is very effective in handling all these conditions that are happening on an unconscious level. Verstappen seems to find grip and pace simply not accessible for most of the other drivers in the current Formula 1 grid. Media question the way he developed his skill set to be competitive so much. It's always a bit difficult to answer, to be honest, Verstappen says as a response. Just feeling, instinct, knowing where you have to go. You just feel your way into it. Talking about his wet driving skill, Verstappen said, "I don't know, it's just something natural, I guess, to feel your way and control it. I've been practicing a lot in the wet and trying not to look up and stuff, but I think it's also a bit natural when you feel it's starting to lock." He is currently at the top of the current drivers' standings with a clear gap from his teammate Sergio Perez and Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc. 11 races out of the 22 races in this year's race calendar have already been completed, and if Verstappen continues his form to the next half of the season as well, he will surely win back-to-back drivers' titles by the end of the season. Red Bull engineers are working so hard to make RB18 as perfect as possible to deliver both titles for Red Bull, replicating its success back in the 2010 to 2013 period. What do you think about Max's driving style? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to not miss anything related to Formula 1. See you guys in the next video.